Hello contestants, welcome to the long and overdue fourth and final video on how to mod Fear and Hunger 2 Termina. Unlike the older gods who have left for the green hue never to return, I'm back. And in this video, we'll be going over three main points. One is general map making, the second is creating your custom shop, and the third is exporting. Unless you're just here for the exporting segment, just skip to the end. Now, first things first. After you have a general idea on what your map would look and feel like, you're going to want to create your tile set with what the game provides you. So go on over to your database manager, go down to tile sets, and in this menu, you're going to see all of the levels for the game. Find an empty spot, give your level a name, mode is area type, and start adding in your tiles. So your ground, your building, your walls, and A5 through E are your furniture and objects. Now, you're going to see that each of these objects has stars, circles, and X's. X just means that the player won't be able to go through or go on top of it. Circle means that they can go through or stand on top of. And the star, from what I've read, means that the player can just walk underneath it. Unless you're going to create a bunch of dark areas that the player won't be able to explore, this is all pretty much redundant. As you can see, this one tile has an X on it, so that the player won't be able to travel outside the bounds. However, for good measure, I still made a bunch of empty event squares that the player can't walk through regardless, just to be sure. So once you have your map made in terms of you know what it looks like, you have the blueprint, you have your tiles, next thing you're going to want to do, right click anywhere over here, right click new, and this is going to bring up your map properties. So going off of my current map, which is the Geitor hole, edit, give your map a name just to make it consistent and much more easier to work with. I named my map the same as the tile set. If you want to have music play while you're walking around on the map, auto check autoplay BGM and select your music. If you're going to have a combat encounter, a boss fight, or what have you, specify battleback and select your battleback background. Now, you can ignore encounter altogether, as most of the overview encounters are just walk-in events. Let's say we can go over to the bookstore, go on over to the Bobby, and we can see it's just one big event. You can see down here, the trigger is event touch. If he touches you, combat starts. Which, another helpful thing, if you're unsure of what anything does, just leave your mouse hovering over something and a tooltip will appear, giving you, hopefully, Almir provides the information you need. So, you have your map made. Ideally, you cranked out at least a first or second pass. And everything looks how you want it to be. You have your floor, you have your bookcases, your TVs, or what have you. After you have all that set up, you have your boundary made. Now you're going to have to figure out how to actually get to your map, which is simple. Go to any other level with a door and just copy and paste. So let's go back to the bookstore. We can see down here, this is transfer player, and then common event, room change. Easy peasy, copy paste, and just put it down wherever. For instance, for my particular level, when the player jumps in from the other side, you can see right here, this is my door. Simple as simple can be. So once you have your door, put it down wherever you want. And going off of where I last left off on my save file, just right click, edit, location transfer player. Once you click on this, it will take you to every level in the game. Find a random spot or where you want your player to spawn in at. Hit OK. OK. Apply. Common event room change. Make sure it's walk-in directional fix through. Do not add a sprite. I do not know why. If you make it a sprite, it just will not work. And hit OK. Now, assuming Almir actually blesses me today and doesn't crash the game. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's make sure it works. Continue. And as you can see, drops me right in. Now, if you've noticed the bottom, the feminine looking man greets you with a slide look. We're going to get into that next. And how to do this. Oh, you have the strange need to follow me on Twitch and YouTube. I mean, you really should. I do stream often. So, do give me a follow, a like, and pester me whenever. And we're going to get into other segments, such as your NPCs, your text dialogues, and other stuff shortly. All right. So to get that bottom text that shows up when you enter a new area for the first time, and it only shows up once, I've noticed that in the game's files, the developer loves tucking away stuff in the top left corner of the screen. So let's go to church level 2. Let's go over here. We can see that he keeps all of his stuff here, and that's going to be the starting event. So we can see whenever you enter the church level 2 for the first time, you have that one text that always says the air is filled with the absolutely disgusting scent of gore. Copy and paste. Drop it wherever you want in your level, and just change it. I'm going to get into the control variables next, but as you can see, copy paste, and you can see down here it says control self switch be on. So after it plays this for the first time, self switch B is on. So if you enter the area more than once, absolutely nothing will play. That text will never show up again. So, and that's basically the same thing at this one particular square down here. Same exact thing. Walk on event. Trigger player touch. When you touch it, that text pops up. With this, it's trigger parallel. You can also change the trigger type so that if you touch or interact with it, what have you. So now that you know how to add in one bell and whistle, you're going to want to next learn if you want it to be fancy, if you want your events to have multiple pages and you want it to flow into one another. If I had an empty scroll, I would use it right now. I prepared a flowchart. So if you want, you can pause the video right here and now and examine how things would flow from a step 1, 2, 3, 4 viewpoint. As you can see, after you talk to me the first time, you're going to see at the top over here, control variable, Geitor, second time 0. So this is the second time you talk to me. When you talk to me the second time, you're going to get all of this text. And you can see, depending on who you play, you have Levi, you have Dan, you have Osa. After, well, not Osa, Marina. So after you talk to me the second time, you're going to see the control variable is at 0. This control variable gets set to 1. So after you talk to me a third time, you're going to want to create a new event page. Check this variable. Make sure your control variable second time is here and set that to 1. And that's the general flow on if you want circumstances to change. So if you want to take the sword and not fight me, it will go into this particular event page. If you decide to fight me, which you should always decide to try to kill me, because chances are I most likely deserve it. You can see that. Which page? Which page is it? I believe it's the first one. Yeah. Skip the fight. And as I mentioned before in the previous videos, I'm based off of the Heartless one. I have common event party check. If the party size is more than 1, I force you into a 1v1 encounter. But yeah, as you can see, it's just standard common event for fighting. So if you want to have your own custom boss fight, just like in the previous videos, copy, paste, reference something, and change to your liking. As you can see, the trigger action button. You have to interact with me. So that's just a rough idea on the logic on how to have multiple events page flow and interact with each other. Now, if you want to say just have a random NPC, all you have to do, create your random event, give it a sprite like All Bones Jones over here, and just add in your text. Simple as. Now, with that out of the way, we can get into the more tricky parts, or rather, the more technical aspect, being you want to create your own shop. I did not do this by scratch. The only thing I did... Oh, well, before we get into that, speaking of occult shop, which is what I referenced my shop off of, let's go to the occult store. Before we get into that, if you want to add in like a random pickup item, find a random item that you can pick up once, copy paste, and you can see that right here, simple as simple can be. You have a control variable that if you pick up the item, check variable, find that variable, set that variable to 1, and it will disappear from the game. Now, After you add in your text, you have what the player picked up. This changes the color of the text, just like how in the game, whatever you pick up is in yellow. \C, bracket 2, type in your name, \C, bracket 0. Just like that. And you're going to want to, whatever your item is, after you select the image or whatever, you're going to want to right-click and just do change armors, change items, change weapon. So just find whatever you want to be on the floor, make sure the constant is 1, and find your whatever. Hit OK. Make sure that that variable is set up correctly, so this empty event page, it's gone forever. Unless you don't want it to be, but that's entirely up to you. So, back to the shop. Let's go back over to the most rudest person in the world. And we can see right here is his event page for shop. Just like in the previous video, we have N1, N2, N3, and so on, N4. The only thing I did, I copied, paste, and I just went to town. We can see right here, if you talk to Out, I keep butchering this man's name. Next to All Bones Jones, he does Fear and Hunger videos. Until we get a new update on the circus area with all the clowns and all that, which the developer showed off a while back, he gets stuck in the hole. He does not leave his hole. So, yeah, there's that part. Anyways, after you find your shop, there are 2 shops in the game, if I recall correctly. Go ahead and change everything you want. Your text, and basically just keep everything relatively the same. Make sure that your control variable is new. And just go down the list. And once you have all of that taken care of, you'll see down here, every time you talk to him, it's going to be, "So my fair patron, how may I ease your burdens for today?" And this is where you select what you want your currency to be. Just like the occult down here, the control variables, this is the number of lucky coin with the actual currency being the coin variable. So we can see back at the occult store. Let's scroll down. And we can see right here the number of shillings in the shilling variable. So if you want it to be tomatoes or whatever, just make sure you have your currency be in game data item, possession count, and your variable. Now, let's go back to the Geitor hole, and I hope this video doesn't take more than 20 minutes. I'll kick myself if it does. But if it is, it is. After you have your inventory, or rather, your currency set up, now you're going to want to figure out what you want your shop to contain. This I'll get into shortly. This is if you want your item to be a one-time buy. It's if Book of Enlightenment, if that variable increase is 1, disable choice 1. We'll get into that right now, actually. If coin variable is more than 1, the player can buy the Book of Enlightenment. And change item, lucky coin, decrease 1. Change items, you get 1 Book of Enlightenment increase. And we can see right here the control variable, Book of Enlightenment bot, is 1. Go up here. If Book of Enlightenment bot is 1, disable the choice. It's the same thing with the Soul Stone in the Occult shop. Now, you're going to want to actually type out how much of what inventory the player has. So we can see down here, 217, lucky coins is all you got. What do you want to buy? With this particular portion, you have your variable, your icon, and I forgot what C is. But after you type out this and it tells the player how much they have, you want to go down to show choices. And we can see choice 1, 2, 3, 4. We have our icon, 261, which is the Book of Enlightenment. And we want to add in somewhere how much. So the Book of Enlightenment costs 1 coin. The Gaunt Plate Armor 3, the Bassinet 2, so on and so forth. And after you have all of that laid out and set up, that's pretty much it. If you want it to be that if you don't have enough money, just else, if you can't buy it, add in some funny text down here. Come back when you're a little bit more richer. Now, if you want more than 6 items, all you have to do is copy show choices and make sure to paste it before, I believe it's skip shop. So as you can see, right after the last item on the list being the Soul Stone, and jump the label shopping, I just copied and paste down right here. Just so long as it's before skip shop. And that's basically it. So go wild, add in whatever item you want to be bought, and that's pretty much it. So we have the basics of how to create the map, how to make your shop, add items, so on and so forth. You're ready to go. You've done your testing. Everything looks clean. Now it's time to export it. And it is 23 minutes. Damn, I really tried to keep this under. Let's try to keep it under 30 minutes. It's time to export it. Now, Fear and Hunger has fought me on this for some ungodly reason. It's an RPG Maker game. I tried to do cutscenes, everything's scripted. I have very limited scripting knowledge, so that's why I didn't go over like cutscenes. Like when Pav gets his chin checked by Kaiser. As much as I wanted to do that, it seems hard coded via scripting. I'm not all that good of a scripter. But export, export, export. The files you're going to want to export is data, as that has all the data, your images, and depending on where you put that image, if you have your enemy, just go ahead, make sure that the folder that your image is in is exactly the same. I went the lazy route. I just copied the entire image folder with my name in it. So down here, like lazy route, and here's my files right here. So you have data, image, JS, and JS copies. Ideally, this should work. But like I said, RPG Maker likes to fight me sometimes. So if all else fails, just copy and paste. Well, not copy. Just zip the entire www file. This will work regardless. This is basically almost everything of the game. I will be uploading my mod for you to dissect and tear apart. If you want to reference it, if you want to improve upon it, go right ahead. Just be sure to follow me on Twitch and YouTube. Give me a little cameo. You know, help out your boy. Make me as famous as the old gods. And slayer of new ones. Even though I'm just an interloper and I'm just not supposed to be here. Anyways, that's it for today. Go forth with this knowledge. Do as you will.